Narcissist is a term often used because they're everywhere. Maybe it's your boss or your mother-in-law, wife, husband, or best friends. My name is Yari Ayola Scott, and as a therapist and relationship coach, I've counseled hundreds of survivors, people who've been verbally and emotionally abused. My mission is to help raise awareness, help you heal from past trauma, have great relationships, and step confidently into the next level of your life. Each week, one episode will air featuring therapeutic advice, live coaching, and tips showing you exactly how to improve your relationships. You deserve to feel empowered, secure, and loved. So, if you're dealing with a narcissist, or you want to learn how to spot and avoid the narcissistic trap, this podcast is for you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Freedom from the Narcissistic Trap. My name is Yari, and we are going to jump right in. I got an email from an Instagram subscriber, and it says, I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for the past 3 years, and we share a beautiful son. However, the relationship has been toxic from the beginning, and I'm struggling to break free. My boyfriend exhibits narcissistic tendencies that have made it increasingly difficult for me to maintain my own well-being. He constantly cheats on me, and instead of taking responsibility, he blames me for his infidelity. And despite having left him on 3 occasions, I find myself pulled back into the toxic dynamic. One of the most challenging things in our relationship is when I distance myself, he comes back, promises to change, and begs for another chance, only to come back to more destructive behavior. This cycle leaves me feeling trapped. And what is very distressing is my social life. He doesn't allow me to engage with other people, especially when he sees that I'm forming connections outside the relationship. His controlling behavior is challenging for me to seek support and make new friends. I feel lost and isolated. I'm reaching out to help from you because I know I need to break free from this toxic relationship, not only for my well-being, but for our son. I appreciate any advice or insights you can provide on navigating this difficult situation and finding the strength to move forward. Thank you for your time and consideration, anonymously. I want to acknowledge the strength it took you to write in about this challenging situation, especially because a child is involved. It's not an easy path, and your determination to seek a healthier environment for yourself and your son is truly admirable. I want you to know that you're not alone in facing these difficulties, and we are here to support you. So grab a pen and paper if you are in a similar situation, because I'm going to give you some therapeutic techniques and some practical ways to deal with a situation such as this. But first, we have to talk about the narcissistic tendencies that I see. And the first one is control and dominance. We know narcissists thrive on control, and he is isolating you in order to gain his dominance over you. He knows by limiting your external influences, such as your friends and family, it's going to make it easier for him to manipulate and maintain power in the relationship. Just think about it like this. Anybody who loves you and sees this relationship, they're going to automatically see the red flags, and they're going to encourage you to remove yourself from the situation. And he does not want that. I'm sure after years of being in a relationship and having a child together, there has been some emotional dependency, and this emotional roller coaster between moments of affection and cruelty caused this intimate reinforcement. This love and attention creates a dependency on the narcissist. The same person that is punishing you is also the same person who is comforting you. You are entangled in this web of dependency. He has done it through emotional dependency, financial control, isolating you from your friends, gaslighting you, cheating on you. All of these things create dependency, which makes it harder to leave. The financial control as a means of manipulation is so powerful, especially because you are a mother, you have a young son, and if he has the access to the money, then he can control your spending and making you completely financially dependent on him. It's hard to leave if the person that you are living with is the one that is contributing to the household and is threatening to take that help away if you're not with them. The cheating and the gaslighting is also part of the manipulation, because what that does is it creates an emotional dependency. It's like a roller coaster of emotions. One minute he loves you and he's there, the next minute he's gone and he's cheating. This plays on your self-esteem. I don't care how confident you are, how beautiful you are, how high your self-worth is. When the person that you love continuously cheats on you, is criticizing you, is comparing you to their other lovers, this plays with your mental. This plays with your psyche. This plays with your self-esteem because it leaves you wondering, why am I not enough? It has you picking apart characteristics of yourself, wondering why the person you love keeps seeking sex from outside the home. So let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about the little person in your life, because we know that co-parenting with a narcissist feels like counter-parenting. They'll try everything to tarnish your name. They'll try to make you seem like you're a bad mom. They'll gaslight you, and they'll use your son as a pawn against you. It's not easy. From here on out, document all communication pertaining to your son. Use text messages as a form of written communication. Use parenting apps when you're trying to figure out drop off and pickup times. Try to create an agreement plan of what your expectations are. Remember, you are trying to document because this might lead to a custody battle, which brings me to my next point. Start looking for a family law attorney that understands narcissism, that can help you if this turns into a situation where he is not willing to follow the agreement, or he is keeping your child longer than you want, or if there are financial obligations that he is not abiding by. This is more parallel parenting rather than co-parenting. You are operating as an independent mother, and you're minimizing direct contact by using written communication. And he is operating as an independent parent in order to reduce conflict and limit the opportunities for him to try to control you in the situation. We have covered a lot today, from understanding why narcissists isolate, advice on co-parenting, and manipulation of self-esteem. Now let's wrap up with some key tips, things that you can do starting today to help you if you are in a toxic relationship. First of all, knowledge is power. Continue to educate yourself about narcissistic behaviors and manipulation tactics, because understanding what you're dealing with is truly the first step to breaking free from the cycle. Two, I know this is hard, and I know when people hear this, they automatically kind of roll their eyes because they feel like they've tried everything, but establishing boundaries. The boundary is not to try to control the other person. The boundary is to decide what you will and will not tolerate. So make clear, defined boundaries and maintain them. That's the hard part. You have to maintain your boundaries, especially with co-parenting. Protect yourself from unnecessarily emotional turmoil. Three, and you spoke about this in your letter, is seeking help from other people. I know some people are not as supportive because they don't understand narcissistic abuse and they're just like, well, why don't you leave? But I want you to find people who really will listen and understand, whether that's a support group, whether that is listening to podcasts such as this, whether it's, seeking therapy, counseling, and document everything. Focus on yourself. Prioritize your self-care because this is going to be a rebuilding year for you. Rebuilding your self-esteem, rebuilding your mental well-being. I'm sure that there are goals and hobbies that you've put on the back burner, pushing back into them. I want you to also establish financial independence. If possible, work towards being independent, because when that narcissist holds the purse strings, they in a sense think that they hold the control. Last but not least, trust your instincts. Trust your perceptions. Narcissists excel at gaslighting and manipulation, but your feelings are valid and you don't need him to validate them. Remember, healing from toxic relationships take time, and that's what we do here. We know that breaking free is victory, and you're not alone in this. I'm here to support you. If you are interested in therapy, one-on-one therapy, please reach out to me. My calendar link for booking is in my Instagram site. My website is www.therapywrk.com. You can also reach me at 678-468-5090. My email address is therapywrk@gmail.com. Book a consultation. Let's sit down and conceptualize what you're going through and identify ways that I can support you one-on-one. Thank you again for joining in, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Come follow me over on Instagram and join my free Survivor Facebook group. But most importantly, share this episode. Each and every person who learns about narcissism has an opportunity to avoid the trap. So until next time, I'm wishing you high self-worth and great relationships. Thanks for being a part of this community. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate each